Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Rest, and in this video we're going to be going over another theory crafting build. This is going to be all on Moze. As you know, I already did an Amara video on this, so this is going to be continuing that series, and we're going to be doing one on the next Vault Hunter I play the most, and that is Moze. Moze's skill tree definitely was the least hype compared to everybody else's, and I feel like did not get enough love. There are some pretty cool interactions you can do with this whole skill tree right here, and I want to get into that today. So if you enjoy, consider doing all the normal YouTube stuff, liking and subscribing. It helps me out and it sort of allows me to keep making videos like this for you guys. But with all that, let's get right into this build. So with this build, the main goal is to make your Iron Cub just move like an absolute machine and just burn everybody to death. And we're going to be taking advantage of the new skill tree, and I feel like it's going to let you do it very, very well. The gear you want for this build is any weapon with the Uradanoid, and then you're going to want a way to pry through Uradanoid, so Deathless is probably going to be your best option. Those two combined together are going to let you do 150% bonus radiation damage with everything in the game, including your action skill. So now your Iron Cub is going to be able to do radiation damage on top of the incendiary damage that we're going to be doing with one of our action skills. So those two combined together and all your other skills giving you more damage, I'm hoping this is going to let you just destroy enemies with your Iron Cub. Obviously this is speculation because I have not had access to the skill trees yet, but if it works the way the game works now, I can definitely see this build tearing through Mayhem 10 or the new Mayhem 11 that's coming out. Starting off, we're going to be putting 5 points in Biofield. If you don't know what this does, whenever Moze or Iron Bear ignites an enemy, they both drain health for a short time. So again, this is going to be based all around doing incendiary damage. Your Iron Cub's going to be doing incendiary damage, and this is going to let you restore some of that health. Now, to help out with the health, obviously we're going to be taking Iron Cub, and we're going to be using the fuel for the fire augment. So now whenever our Moze or Iron Cub inflicts a status effect, which will most of the time be incendiary but also radiation, on an enemy, Iron Cub's armor is restored. So now you have two skills restoring all your Iron Cub's armor, so it can virtually just never die, and that's what we need for this build. Now, we're also going to be putting 3 points in double time. This is going to buff your movement speed by 12%. So now your Iron Cub can move around faster, and we're going to buff that even more later on. This is going to be a pretty good skill, and this is what I'm hoping, so the Iron Cub can just get to enemies and melt them. Now, next 3 skill points is going to be an Explosive Fury. This is giving you more status effect chance and status effect damage. We're going to be buffing Incendiary even more with this. We want to apply much status effects as we can for our skills to get our health back and some of our later skills. And this is overall it's going to be a decent damage skill. Now, I'm going to be putting 5 points in really big guns right here, so we get 20% more Iron Bear damage, which is going to relate to Iron Cub. So this is just giving you a solid damage boost, and your Iron Cub can just run around and hopefully kill things faster. Now, I'm putting 5 points and never going to give you up right here. So whenever Moze or Iron Bear applies a status effect to an enemy, Iron Bear gains fuel. This is probably not going to be as necessary thanks to the capstone in the skill tree. So if you want to move these and put them in something like Harmonious Havoc so you can buff your incendiary damage by an insane amount, definitely recommend doing that. Same goes for this guy right here with Nitrominous Engines. This is giving you a little bit more maximum fuel right here. You don't really need this, but you got to get down to the bottom somehow, so we're gonna have to put a couple points in it. But the next main skill is Superior Firepower. This is going to give your status effect damage plus 20%, and it can stack up to 5 times. So this is a 100% increase to your status effect damage in the duration of 8 seconds. So it's going to make your incendiary damage even more potent, which is crazy. Then you have 1 point in feature creep right here. So Iron Bear gains increased damage, more Iron Cub damage, and you have 45% Iron Bear damage resistance. So now not only you're just healing your armor all the time, you're going to have an insane amount of damage resistance with your Iron Cub as well. And like I said, to get to the bottom, you have to put a couple points somewhere. So you can throw 2 points in here just to get more maximum fuel, just to help keep that, Iron Cub up. But then this is the main skill. Well, whenever Moze or Iron Bear ignites an enemy, Iron Bear knocks them fuel for a short time. So running on fumes is going to be absolutely crazy for this build because you're always going to be igniting people literally all the time, and if this can just keep it rocking over and over again, you're gonna have Iron Cub indefinitely. And that's the reason I said if you want to take 5 points out of here, put them in here so you can buff your incendiary damage. This will be a 10% bonus when you have 5 points in this, and you can have 4 weapons, a grenade, and a shield. So if you have all that, that's a 60% damage bonus, and that is a lot of incendiary damage for 5 points in a skill. Then you can also put 1 point fired up to get your fire rate up. Whichever way you want to do it, this is obviously going to be based more on Moze, but if you want to go heavily in depth on the Iron Cub, put them in here. So going into the next skill tree, we have Shield of Retribution right here, and we're actually going to put in 1 point Security Bear. You know, normally this gives you a bubble shield on your Iron Bear, but we're not worried about that. As you see, this gives you 50% damage reduction for Iron Cub if you have Iron Cub equipped, which is absolutely crazy. So we have 50% damage reduction right here. We have 45% damage resistance right here. We're healing our armor like crazy, and we can keep Iron Cub up indefinitely. But then in the next skill tree, we're going to be putting 1 point Daka Bear. You know, normally this will give you the turret on your Iron Bear, but as you see, this is just giving you 20% more Iron Cub damage, since obviously you can't have a turret on your Iron Cub, although that would be cool. But this is giving you 20% more damage, which is really, really nice. Now, to get down here to the bottom, 5 points of Cloud with Lead. This is giving you your Moze a little bit more, you know, utility. You know, obviously, if you, like I said, if you want to go in the more damage based on Moze, you can do that, and this skill is going to help with that. I'm going to assume this is also going to help out Iron Cub, but obviously I don't know because I haven't played the skill trees, but if I would assume it does, so that's why I'm going to throw it in here. And match set's kind of whatever, but hey, if you want to run a match set and Harmonious Havoc right here, that actually might pair well together, so you get a lot of magazine size and more elemental damage. And Harmonious Havoc also is going to pair well with your next skill, with Stoke the Embers, so you get 30% bonus to Incinerate damage. So like I said, if you have 4 weapons, 2 shields, that's 60% bonus to Incinerate damage, 30% right here. Then if you're on something like an Old God, which is for your Incinerate shield, that's 110 bonus to Incinerate damage on top of the 100% bonus to Incinerate damage you can get from status effects, and you can make Moze just an Incinerate monster. And once again, that's if you go that route, but if you do, expect to see some crazy damage numbers with Incinerate weapons. Now I'm going to be putting 1 point Redistribution right here to get down to our active skill and what we need, and that is the Salamander. Now I know that might sound crazy to some people, but the Salamander to me is actually going to be pretty good with the Iron Cub. Salamander already is somewhat decent. It's not obviously, you know, flashy as the other, you know, weapons she can put on an Iron Bear, but with Field Economy right here, this is going to reduce Salamander's fuel drain, and this additionally is going to make your Iron Bear's movement speed get buffed by 25% whenever you damage any of a Salamander. So now you can get 25% more movement speed with that, on top of the 12% movement speed boost with double time. So with those two combined together, that is a 37% movement speed increase on your Iron Cub. So this is what I was talking about. The Iron Cub is just going to run around and burn everybody to death, doing Incinerate and radiation damage if you have the URAD. Plus, obviously, you're going to be running a class mod to help out with this. So any Iron Bear focused class mod, the new class mod will probably be the best option. But this is just going to let your Iron Cub just zoom around the map and just melt everybody to a crisp. You're going to be doing more status effect damage. You're going to be doing radiation and Incinerate damage. You're going to be doing an insane amount of Incinerate damage at that. And hopefully you can just melt everything, but we're not even done there. We're still going to get more damage bonuses, and that is with Scorching RPMs. So this is going to give you 25% more Iron Bear damage, and this is giving Moze more fire rate and critical hit damage, which is very nice. Now we're also going to be putting 1 point in Specialist Bear right here, so whenever we use matching guns, this is going to give you Iron Cub 25% more damage. And if you don't know, Iron Cub basically is always going to have your 2 weapons, because that's the way it works. Whenever you put Iron Cub on, it has 2 Salamanders. So hopefully this skill will work with Iron Cub. I would assume it would. So that's just an additional 25% damage bonus, which is very, very nice. Now, getting to the next skill tree, we're obviously going to be putting 3 points in Deadlines, because this is going to give you less fuel drain, and when your Iron Cub kills an enemy, you're going to get fuel back. So now Salamander is not only, you know, draining less fuel with this skill, it's normal skill, it's draining less fuel, you're getting more movement speed. Then obviously the movement speed is combining with the other skill. Everything is synergizing so well, and I really hope this build works out the way I think it's going to. Now, if your Iron Cub ever goes down, I'm going to be putting 2 points in Grizzle, so whenever you kill an enemy, you get your Iron Cub back. This is definitely, you know, not needed at all, but we're using it to get down to the next skill, which is Stainless Steel Bear, which is bugged on the website for some reason, but this is going to give you more Iron Bear damage and armor and max fuel, so obviously that is going to buff your Iron Bear a lot even more than it already is. Now you have 10 skill points left. You can kind of go the route of whatever. If you want to go back into Bear Mother and use, you know, these skills plus these skills I was talking about to buff, you know, Center Edge even more, you can. Or if you want to go the survivability route, you can put things like Impalmus Max, which is what I'm going to do right now. So 5 points of Scrappy is going to give you more weapon damage, more handling, more weapon slot speed, and more movement speed when you're moving. This is going to be really good up here with your other skill, which is Rush and Offensive. So whenever you're moving, you can shoot, but this is also giving you some life steal. The life steal isn't going to matter if you're running Deathless, but if you're running something like a front loader, it will help a little bit, but not much. But this is mainly to get the more weapon damage and handling. Then we can put 3 points right here and click. So this is going to let you get more damage the lower your magazine gets, which is nice. And then with the final skill point, you can kind of run whatever. If you want to run forged to get that ammo generation, you can, or if you want to run some from the road so you can make bossing very easy, you can. And that's what I would opt into doing, because literally on Moze, if you just have some for the road, if you equip Iron Bear, I don't know how this skill is going to interact with Iron Cup, but if it doesn't, even if you just need to take Iron Cup off, you can just unequip Iron Cup real quick and then just get a sticky rocket launcher and then just stick rockets on any boss in the game and just insta kill it. It's a very good farming skill for Moze for 1 point, and I would highly recommend taking it, because we're not really trying to regenerate ammo much with this build, since you want your Iron Cup to do the most damage, but this is going to help out with your bossing a ton for just 1 point. And the weapon I would definitely recommend for this build is the Elon Musk gun, the musket. I can't even remember like the exact name of it, but that's like the flamethrower gun. If you get a U-Rat and all that, plus your salamander doing, you know, incinerate plus radiation with his little flamethrower, you can just be you know, 2 little buddies just running around the map, just burning everything to death. And I just imagine this being so fun. Now, obviously, with this build, you can run whatever action skill augment you want. Like, if you don't want to run, you know, the salamander, you can definitely run whatever. But I think this is going to be the most fun option to get that movement speed increase and just watch it run around the map like crazy. But like I said in the beginning, this is just a Theorycraft build. All this is subject to change. Obviously, throughout this video, I said you can make different changes if you want to. But we don't know how everything's going to work till we officially get this on November 10th. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more, I already have an Amara video posted if you want to check that one out. But I can do other Vault Hunters, or even go back to Amara and make more Theorycraft builds on her. But that is going to do all for this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Run away, don't go. I'm in hell, might as well just go. Losing track, don't take my soul. I'm in first, you too late, you slow.